Hi everyone, today I want to talk to you a little bit about heirloom chrysanthemums. This is my first year growing heirloom chrysanthemums. These are just a few of what was blooming currently out in the garden. And yeah, just want to share some pros and some cons potentially, and why you might want to grow these in your own garden and where to order them if you do. So chrysanthemums will grow all year and then they bloom super late. It is the end of November, middle to end of November, and these are just now starting to get going. So in a time in the garden where nothing else is really blooming, the chrysanthemums come into their own, and there are so many different colors. I am a pink gal, so you might notice I have a lot of pink varieties, but there are lots of different varieties, lots of different shapes and sizes. You can see vary from little button ones to these big frilly ones. Just so beautiful. And a big bonus with having this as a cut flower is that they have a very long vase life. And so I'm going to be giving this to a friend today, and I know that it will be beautiful on her table for 2 weeks at least. Another pro about heirloom chrysanthemums is that they are so easy to propagate. When you order plugs from whatever vendor you choose, they are going to send you just a little bitty cutting from a mother plant, and from there you can let that cutting grow in a small pot, and as that gets bigger you take more cuttings off of that cutting, and you can basically multiply the amount of plants you have. I ordered about 15 different varieties and was able to get over 30 plants, and I wasn't even super diligent about propagating. I plan on being a little bit better next year with the varieties that I particularly enjoyed. But yeah, so you can basically endlessly grow the amount of plants that you have. Some things to keep in mind about chrysanthemums is that because their bloom time is so late, if you live in an area where your frost comes early, like October, beginning of November, you're gonna have to have a way to protect these from a cold snap, because they're not gonna bloom well after they get hit by below freezing. So here where I live, we don't really get that freezing temperature until end of November, and so I have a little bit of time to let these bloom and enjoy them. Also, they do require staking, most of the varieties that I grew anyway. They can get exceptionally tall, and these flower heads, particularly the ones that have a bunch of branching, get very heavy and they're gonna flop over. So you need to stake them. I am super bad about staking plants in my garden just because I don't like big sticks popping up, but next year I will definitely be staking better because they really need it. They are also a pest magnet in terms of cucumber beetles. This was a terrible year for cucumber beetles, and I just put organza bags over a lot of them, but you can see they do get some browning as some critters chew on them. So if you're in a no spray garden like me, just anticipate that they're going to be delicious to some bugs. The other thing to be mindful about with heirloom chrysanthemums is that they can't really handle, they're not going to survive a winter where your ground freezes, where it's really cold. So generally what people do is they dig up the plant out of the ground if it's not in a pot already, and they'll bring it into a protected area like a garage, like a greenhouse, and that way they'll be able to overwinter, and then once the temperatures warm up, bring your plant, either plant it back in the ground or have it in your pot, and then from there you can take cuttings and grow more plants the following spring. I am going to experiment a little bit, bring some in my greenhouse and let others stay in the ground and just mulch really well, because our ground really doesn't freeze here, thankfully. So we'll see how that works out. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions about my experience with growing these beautiful mums, and let me know if you're going to attempt them this coming year. So anyways, thanks for watching. Happy gardening.